coming into our yin practice, beginning in extended child's pose. And start to walk the palms over to the left side. Coming off your mat, let the hips drop over to the right. Taking some nice deep breaths here. And coming back through center, walk the palms over to the right. Let that left hip drop a little lower to the ground. Feel that nice side body stretch. Come back to center. Back to your extended child's pose. Inhale, float all the way up to tabletop. And walk those palms in. Stacking the shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees. Let's come into our melting heart. Walking the palms forward. And then when you can't walk them out any further, start to gently let the chest drop towards the ground, opening up the shoulders, the upper back. Maybe the forehead grounds. And then if the forehead grounds and you feel really comfortable here, think about continuing lowering that chest. Lowering the heart, finding your edge, when you find the edge, just hold there and breathe. If you feel really open here, you can always gaze towards the top of your mat, lowering the chin towards the ground. Stay with your breath, inhaling through the nose and exhaling out the nose. And let's slowly release out of this, lowering the forearms, sliding onto the belly. Exhale, float the arms alongside the body, palms facing up. Turn the head to the right, rounding that left ear. And let your entire body just relax into the mat. Begin to let go of tension, stress. With each breath, just start to let go of anything that no longer serves you here in your body or in the mind. And gently bring the head through center and just turn to the opposite side. Let the shoulders drop, the arms, the legs. Come back through center, gently floating the head, and then taking the arms overhead, palms facing down, forehead grounds. Just get a total body stretch here, stay nice and long through the spine. Just notice if you're tensing up. So the tendency is to tense up the muscles, the glutes, the legs. Just let everything go. Coming into a totally relaxed state. Transitioning into our Sphinx pose, start to slide the forearms in towards you, stacking the shoulders over the elbows, float the chest up, take the legs mat's width, spread those fingers nice and wide. Keep the gaze straight ahead or close the eyes. Relax the upper body, the shoulders. Think about puffing the chest forward and lifting through the crown, and just notice how you feel in the lower back. And take this time during your yin practice to turn inward and just quiet the mind, reconnect with yourself. Slow down. Holding here in Sphinx pose. If you feel challenged, stay right here. If you'd like, start to transition into seal, floating the forearms off the ground. Make sure the shoulders don't start to creep up towards the ears. Press them away. Avoid tensing up in those leg muscles, especially the glutes. And keep the gaze straight ahead. And if it gets too challenging or you just start to get a little tired, just slowly lower those forearms, the elbows, come back into Sphinx pose. Always moving slowly into the poses and out of the poses. Slowly transition back through Sphinx, lowering all the way down. Take the palms outside the chest, elbows to the sky, pushing into those palms, moving extra slow through tabletop, finding your extended child's pose. Inhale, float back up to tabletop. And then tucking those toes, we're going to make our way into our down dog. Lift that tailbone up to the sky. Let the sternum drop. And take whatever movements you need here to feel comfortable, and then find stillness. Start to maybe lower those heels, gaze past the knees. Breathing here. Let's start to walk the hands towards the feet, coming towards the back of your mat. Soften the knees. Make sure the feet are about hips width, and we're just going to come into ragdoll. So you can keep the fingers grounded, the palms grounded, or take the hands to opposite elbows. And start to lift the hips up to the sky. Let the head drop. Maybe sway from side to side. The feet are grounding but relaxed. When you're ready, gently release the fingertips down to the ground or to the shins. It's fine if your knees are bent. Walk those hands back, out. Come into your plank pose. And then exhale, down dog. From here, float the right leg up to the sky. Three-legged dog. Bend the knees, stack the hip. Draw the knee into the chest. Step through for low lunge. So coming in for a low lunge. You can stay here. We're going to hold here for a little bit. Focusing on the hips. Taking some nice deep breaths here, just noticing how the body feels again. Just try to let go. Let the upper body totally relax. You can let the head hang. Take any weight out of the arms, the palms. Let those hips gently drop towards the ground. From here, come back into that half split runner stretch. So shifting the hips back, fold over the right leg, flex that foot. So you never want to force yourself into the pose. Just let your body slowly surrender, make its way deeper. Give it the time. Use your breath. Let that chest drop a little closer to the thigh. Let's slowly release, come back to your low lunge. And from here we're going to go into lizard pose. So coming in for lizard, you're going to walk that right palm inside the right foot. Walk the right foot out. Slide the left leg back, and you can stay right here. Or start to make your way onto the forearms, going a little deeper. So this is a hip opener. You might want to roll onto the outer edge of that right foot, opening up that right knee. So just play here. Just do what feels good for you. Little by little, letting those hips drop. Maybe the chest comes a little closer to the ground, eventually all the way onto the ground. So think about a lizard. And if you've been practicing a while and you're familiar with twisted lizard and that feels good for you, go for it. If you want to go into that whenever you're ready. If you're in the twist, slowly make your way back to center. And start to ease out of your lizard pose, coming back up onto the palms. Take that right palm outside the right foot. Walk that right foot back in, coming back to low lunge or dragon. Let's just revisit that forward fold for a little counter stretch here. And then come back up to low lunge. And tuck the left toes. Step back to down dog. Maybe passing through a three-legged dog if that feels good. Option to float through high plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Just repeat that on the other side, balancing the body. Left leg floats up. Bend the knees, stack the hip. Knee to chest. Step through for low lunge. And we're going to hold here, taking some nice deep breaths. Framing that left foot. Slide the right leg back. Let those hips drop. Let the upper body totally relax here. Let the head hang. Chin towards the chest. Always nice and long through the spine. Relax those arms, the palms, the fingers. If your mind starts to wander, gently bring it back with the breath. A lot of emotions are stored in the hips, so if a lot of emotions come up, just let them release, pass. Just acknowledge them and then let them go. And let's gently transition into our forward fold, shifting the hips back, fold over that left leg. Totally okay if the knees are bent. Remember to be patient with your body. Deep inhale through the nose and exhale, let it go. Gently release, come back up to your low lunge. And make our way into lizard pose. This time walk the left foot out, walk that left palm in, and just repeat whatever you did on the opposite side on this side. So if you stayed right here on the palms, just repeat that. Totally okay to just totally stay here. Maybe go onto the forearms if that feels good. Letting that left knee open up. And try to stay in a relaxed state. If you find it's difficult to hold the pose or to be still, if everything feels really tight, just go back to the beginning. And just breathe there. These are pretty intense hip openers, so they are challenging. Some days more challenging than others. Some days we feel pretty good, some days not so much, so it's all okay. Just do what you can do today. If you went for the twist on the other side, go ahead and do that whenever feels good for you. Just wherever you are, make sure you're breathing. Avoid holding the breath. That's the great thing about the yin practice is it's not a follow me practice. You do what's good for you. Really tune in to how your body's feeling. I'm just trying to find some space, especially in those joints. And if you're in the twist and you're ready to just slowly make your way back to center, go ahead and do that. And start to make your way back up onto the palms. back to center. Walk that left foot back in, framing that foot. Let's take a little counter stretch into that forward fold. Shift the hips back. And then slowly release, come back to the top of your mat. And tuck those right toes, float through a three-legged dog or right to down dog. Take your time. Maybe floating through high plank, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Roll through the feet, down dog. Let's walk the feet towards the hands, coming back towards the top of your mat. Nice and slow, bend those knees. And slowly lower the hips all the way down, coming to sit on the mat. And from here, let's bend the left knee, bring that left foot inside the right thigh. Keeping the body square over that right leg. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, just come into a gentle forward fold. So you don't have to touch the toes, the ankles. Just let this be a gentle forward fold. Maybe even rest the forearms on the ground rather than the leg. And inhale. Come back up to center. And now we're going to take a side stretch. So maybe adjust the legs slightly. Take that right palm onto the right leg. Float the left arm up overhead, reaching towards that right side. Just coming into a lateral stretch. Inhale, come back, ground that left palm. We're going to gently roll up onto that left shin. Inhale, float that right arm up to the sky. Start to ground that right foot. So pressing the hips up. Make this feel good. Gaze to that right palm. Exhale, float it down. Inhale, let's come back up. One more time, float up. Exhale, float down. Let's switch legs. So extending the left leg, right foot comes into the left thigh. So turn so your hips are square. Big inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. It's okay if you round the spine a little bit. Let the head drop. Soften the knee. Inhale, slowly float back up. Inhale. Exhale, let's open it up a little bit. So coming in for that lateral stretch. Inhale, float that right arm overhead, left palm grounds. Reach. Always think about lifting and lengthening. Exhale, come back, ground that right palm, float up onto that right shin, the left foot grounds, lift the hips to the sky, gazing up. Exhale, sweep it down. Inhale, float it up. Exhale, float back down. Good. And then from here, we're going to come into dragonfly. So straddle pose. Take both legs out. Round the sits bones. Lengthen through the spine, relax the shoulders. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Take the palms onto the legs or bring them center. So however you want to start to come into a fold. You can start to gently just walk the hands forward or walk the hands down the legs. Maybe flex the feet, point the toes a couple of times, just loosening up a little bit here. And just make your way. Take your time. So wherever you are, just come into those nice deep breaths. That's going to relax the body, allow you to go a little deeper. And slowly, let's make our way back to center. And from here, let's bring the legs to the top of the mat. Bend those knees. Reach forward with the arms, palms to the sky. Round the spine. And slowly roll all the way down onto your back. And once you get down there, let's float those knees in. Give yourself a big hug. Maybe forehead to the knees. And then exhale, release. Float those feet back down, coming out hips width with the knees. And let's just windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Just taking a little twist here. Far back, the hips. Let those knees drop from side to side. And come back through center. Float the knees into the chest. Again, take the arms alongside the body for support. Feel the shoulders grounding the lower back. Extend those legs up. Feel really grounded here. Feel the neck nice and long. Feel the jaw relaxed. Bending that right knee, draw it in towards the chest. Float the left leg all the way down to the ground. Hug that knee in nice and close. Then gently draw that right knee over to the left side. Let that right arm float out in T and come into a twist here. Feel a nice stretch in that right glute, gazing over to the right palm. Try to keep the shoulders grounded. Draw that right knee closer to the ground. Deep inhale and exhale. Come back through center. Float the left knee in to meet the right. And then we're just going to switch legs. So hugging that left knee in. Extend that right leg out. Float it all the way down. Get those shoulders grounded, get the hips square. And then cross that left knee over to the right side. Left arm Out in T, gaze over to that left palm. Gently press that left knee down towards the ground, getting that nice deep stretch in that left glute, left hip. Feel that left shoulder ground. And gently come back through center. Float that right knee in, extend the legs up to the sky, take the arms alongside the body. Check in. Come back to yourself, come back to the natural breath, and slowly float the legs down. Imagine a feather just floating slowly towards the earth. Let's go right into Shavasana, taking the legs, mats width, open the arms, palms to the sky. Feel your body sink into the earth. Feel all your stress floating away from you. Feel the body filled with happiness, love, peace, contentment. Slowly start to bring your awareness back. Begin to move the fingers, the toes, the hands, the feet. And float the arms up overhead. Deep inhale. And then bending the knees, exhale, make your way onto your side, coming into a fetal position. And taking some nice deep breaths there. When you're ready, slowly make your way back to a comfortable seated position. We keep the eyes closed, roll the shoulders back, nice long spine, crown to the sky. And closing out our practice with 3 cleansing breaths. Big inhale through the nose and then exhale out the mouth. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Thank you so much for sharing your beautiful practice with me. Thank yourselves for starting your day in a positive and healthy way. As you go through the rest of your day and the days ahead, continue to make those positive, healthy decisions. Be gentle, be kind, be patient with yourself. And keeping this nice, relaxed state the rest of your day and the days ahead. May there be peace in your heart, peace in your words, and peace in your mind. Namaste.
I hope you enjoyed your journey today. If you would like to see new classes, please remember to subscribe, like, visit our website at kavelalife.com, become a member on our Patreon account. By becoming a member, it allows us to create new classes. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Kavela Life. Thank you so much. Namaste.